Hello and welcome to National Focus for Wednesday, June 26, 2024. I am Adise Burton. In the headlines, government hosts pre-budget consultation. DASPA uses Hurricane Maria experience to prepare for hurricane season. And Dominica welcomes 17 new Cuban health collaborators. The details of the headline stories and more when we return. Welcome back. As preparations for the 2024-2025 national budget continues, government is hosting a series of budget consultations with various stakeholders. On Monday, June 24 and Tuesday, June 25, pre-budget consultations were held with small business owners and farmers and agro-processors respectively at the State House. Minister for Finance, Economic Development, Climate Resilience and Social Security, Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre, says these consultations helps government prepare a budget that is people-centered.
A lot of the things that were in the budget last year, or the things that have been in the budget, they actually all came from these consultations. So it's not a matter of that we have these consultations and they do not end up in the budget. So I'll just go over a few of them. The funds at the aid bank, all of this has been discussed with consultations with you in the past. This is why we've made such funds available. And in terms of the collateral, actually the government took a loan from the World Bank. And that is why we have this collateral for loans of yours of 500 and above. So it's not that it's not available. Yes, we've taken a loan, and yes, we provide collateral for such loans at the aid bank.
Dr. McIntyre stated from these consultations, government has implemented numerous initiatives to assist small business owners.
Over the past 3 years, it's actually $37 million. And I see the reports coming in every month of all the different loans that have been given to people through the aid bank. So this has worked, and it is working for us pretty well. In terms of duty-free on packaging and labeling materials, this was mentioned in consultations, and yes, it has been in the budget. So these are things that have come from the consultations, and we've seen them. Thirdly, in terms of the fiscal incentives, which was spoken about, program for small and medium businesses, this was introduced last year, which allows small and medium businesses to apply for duty-free on materials, equipment, etc. This addresses the matter that you have raised regarding import duties. So we do have duty-frees on those things.
The finance minister added that there must be a collaborative effort among all stakeholders if there is to be significant development in the sector.
As small business people, we have to come together. That is one of the ways that we can get things done, even in terms of how she mentioned the prices of the bottles, etc. So we have to share knowledge. Knowledge is power, and we have to keep sharing the knowledge so that we can come together. At the beginning of the consultation, the first thing I mentioned that there's no us and them, there's no you and us. We're all in the same boat together. We all live in the same Dominica. We all want Dominica to progress. When Dominica progress, we progress. When we progress, Dominica progress. So we have to look, this is the underlying factor here, that we're all in this together. And we're not on opposing sides at all. We are in this together, and that is important.
Meanwhile, Minister for Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy, Honorable Roland Royer, addressed the concerns of farmers, one of which is farm labor.
Farm labor, we know that's the main issue now in Dominica as pertains to agricultural production. We are very much aware of the issue. And for the past year, we have been working on a farm labor policy, looking at a three-pronged approach, where we're looking at mechanization, labor entrepreneurship, and immigrant labor. It's at the stage where it is with now the Committee of Permanent Secretaries for review, and as soon as we get feedback, it will be tabled to Cabinet for approval, and we can unroll the program. Just to expand a bit, the immigrant component of it is modeled against the Canadian labor component where you go to Canada to pick apples and strawberries. So that's how tight we're going to do it. It's a structured program. It's not just bringing on immigrants to do labor, but it's going to be tight and focused on real farm labor.
Minister Roy also noted that government has taken steps to revitalize the cocoa industry, which was dealt a huge blow by Hurricane Maria in 2017.
For the past, I would say 4 years, we have established over 300 acres of cocoa, knowing that we import cocoa beans from Grenada to supply to the processors. The chocolate and other byproducts of cocoa and cocoa subsector is growing rapidly, and we're aware that we need to produce locally to bridge that gap. Cocoa is one of the crops that is under our 5Cs program, where we are expanding these three crops for consumption because we know of the added value these products can bring. So in about 4 or 5 years' time, based on our projection, we should be self-sufficient in the production of cocoa to supply to all of our local agro-processors.
Chief Executive Officer for the Dominica Air and Seaport Authority, DASPA, Mr. Benoit Badwell, says a number of lessons have been derived from Hurricane Maria in 2017. These lessons were used in developing a preparedness plans for the 2024 hurricane season, which NOAA has predicted to be an above-average season. The CEO says DASPA will execute its hurricane plan upon notifications from the Met Office in Dominica.
We have a hurricane plan that we seek to execute once notification has been provided through the Met Office. And immediately we go about securing critical assets that is required so that after the storm we can have them brought back within the shortest possible time. So clearly from the airport standpoint, one of the good things that we have at the airport is all of the features, lighting features on the runway, for example, at Douglas Charles are all solar. And just like we did for Hurricane Maria, we can take them out within 2 to 3 hours, get everything out from the runway, have them secured, and then immediately thereafter, once the storm has passed and the all clear has been given, install the lights so then we can have the airport functional.
One of the focuses of DASPA is to have backup measures after a hurricane.
We know it's critical for medical supplies and medical personnel, especially after a hurricane, when you have damage and you have people who may be injured and that kind of thing. And at the time the country needs whatever support, both medical and medical supplies, and including other supplies, but we will focus on trying to ensure that medical supplies can reach us as quick as possible, as well as the medical personnel that may be coming in to provide assistance. So that's one of the focus that we have in our preparation, is to ensure that we can have the backup measures. We have 2 generators at the airport, which we use as backup power, and we also have solar power to some extent to ensure that our tower, which is the critical part for us, to ensure that we can have communications with the airlines.
One of the challenges faced after Hurricane Maria was the operation of the airport for 6 months without electrical power.
One of the things we learned after Maria was the fact that we had to operate for almost 6 months without electrical power at the airport. And we had to work with the various other agencies to ensure that we have, we could generate power to allow all of the various activities of the airlines and so on to operate. So we've learned that, and we've improved on it in terms of the reliability. Our open lighting at the airport, for example, is all solar as well. So that means that once they're not damaged, and we try our best to prepare and to have them safeguarded, we can actually provide more power at the airport.
In a significant boost to Dominica's healthcare system, 17 Cuban health collaborators have recently arrived on the island. The delegation, welcomed by top officials including the new Cuban ambassador and the Minister of Health, brings a wealth of expertise in various medical fields such as general practice, intensive care, neonatology, midwifery, radiography, sonography, and laboratory technology. The ongoing partnership between Dominica and Cuba emphasizes their joint commitment to enhancing public health and well-being. Apart from immediate medical assistance, the Cuban collaborators will engage in training and knowledge exchange with local healthcare staff, aiming to raise the overall healthcare standards in Dominica. An official welcome ceremony for the Cuban health collaborators is scheduled for Friday, June 28, 2024, at the Dominica-China Friendship Hospital. Meanwhile, government continues to stand in solidarity with the Republic of Cuba as they continue to fight against the 60-year trade embargo placed on the country by the United States of America. This as the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, has released a statement on the decision made by the U.S. to continue to list Cuba as a state sponsor of terrorism, SSOT. In the statement, the OECS first acknowledged the decision of the U.S. government to remove Cuba from its list of states that are not cooperating fully in its fight against terrorism. The OECS expressed its concern with the decision and denounced the baseless accusations. The government of Dominica has long affirmed its support of Cuba in their fight against the unjust embargo. In April 2021, during the first session of the 6th meeting of the 10th Parliament, government passed a resolution for ending the blockade and the removal of Cuba from the list of state sponsors of terrorism. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
Ride safe, wear a helmet, safer roads in the nature aisle. This message was brought to you by the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Welcome back. Following the launch of World Creole Music Festival, WCMF 2024 last Saturday, Destination Marketing Manager Ms. Andia Ravaria has assured potential patrons of an unprecedented experience for the 24th hosting of WCMF. WCMF 2024 will allow one to be fully immersed in the dynamic Creole heritage of Dominica.
Dominica's World Creole Music Festival is really the highlight of 2 weeks sensational Creole season. For these 2 weeks, it's one Dominican Creole culture-infused event to the next. A total experience that transports you to Lapo Cabwit on one street corner and Bouillon blasting on another.
She encouraged patrons to commence preparations for the WCMF season 2024, informing them of available travel options to the island.
So book your flights to Dominica for World Creole Music Festival. Inter-Caribbean offers weekly flights to Dominica. Connect on one of these non-stop flights from Barbados, St. Lucia, and Tortola. Winner gets you here from Antigua, St. Kitts, St. Martin, Fort-de-France, Martinique. American Airlines offers non-stop flight from Miami. Silver Airways direct flights from Puerto Rico offers code-share partnerships with American Airlines, JetBlue, United, and Delta. Caribbean Airlines offers non-stop service from Trinidad. Sunrise connects you from Antigua, St. Kitts, and St. Lucia.
A special team is designated to assist patrons with booking accommodation.
If you need any assistance, contact our ever so helpful concierge team. Call or WhatsApp 767-275-7298 or 767-275-7293. You could also email dhconcierge1, that is number 1, at discover@dominica.com or daconcierge2, that's number 2, at dominica.com.
Thus far, 3 artists have been revealed for this year's lineup: Kassav, Valiant, and Nadia Batson. WCMF 2024 is carded for October 25 to 27. Minister with responsibility for public utilities, telecoms and broadcasting, Honorable Shakira Lokat Hippolyte, has called on graduates of the Dominica Grammar School to adopt a positive mindset as they move on in life. She was speaking at the 2024 graduation ceremony, where 83 students bid goodbye to the institution under the theme, "Take pride in how far you've come, have faith in how far you can go."
As you have faith in how far you can go, put God first and continue to improve your skills and knowledge, and to apply determination and effort to overcome the challenges you are bound to face. Your ability to overcome challenges will depend on the choices you make and the experiences you create. Therefore, make good choices, which can determine your experiences and ultimately determine how successful you will become.
A positive attitude is one of the tools that will place the youth on a path to success.
The main tools to overcome challenges are a positive attitude, self-confidence, respect, tolerance, persistence, responsibility, generosity, and gratitude. Place you on a sound footing in both your personal and professional relationships, and help you to build mutually beneficial ties that place you on the path to success.
The minister encouraged the graduates to use the challenges around them as a way to empower themselves and others.
We are confronted with news of adverse weather patterns due to climate change, war among countries, the rise of new powers, rising inflationary measures, lingering supply chain constraints, and shrinking economies. Some of these issues may be weighing on your minds as you leave the relative haven of secondary school. I encourage you, however, to allow these challenges in your world to serve as a motivational force. Consider how you can empower yourselves to make the changes needed to alter for better the course of civilization and improve the circumstances of your fellow citizens.
Government will continue to support and encourage youth as they seek to add to the development of the country.
Bring your youthful energy, vision, and innovation to decision-making in health, education, infrastructure, and bringing an end to child abuse and violence against women. As government, we are cognizant of the intense, fast-paced nature of developments in the world and the abundance of possibilities that a sound education provides. You, the youth of this country, should be grateful that this government cheers you on and appreciates your youthful intelligence and energy. This administration makes it our business to embrace the youth, hear from you, and address your needs and concerns.
Coming up next, the Creole News highlights with Jeno Jacob.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel en créole, nom monsieur General Jacob. Saison cyclone commencé 1er juin, autant département Dominique, j'ai fait préparation. Autorité basse avion et port Dominique d'ASPA préparé pour saison cyclone 2124. Chef exécutif officer d'ASPA Benoît Badwil dit qu'il a fait un lot bitin.
Nous avons fait un lot bitin à base des airports là, avec aussi porte là aussi. Nous avons fait préparation parce que nous déjà savons ça qui fait nous pour un cyclone Maria. Avec nous trouver autant de leçons ça avec nous avons fait travail et puis disaster management. Nous avons fait travail avec Met Office et nous avons travaillé et puis tout département de gouvernement. Nous avons fait bitin parce que nous avons nous-mêmes en porte là, nous avons essayé pour dire en anglais, train you. Puis nous savons, nous avons train you CPR, avec Red Cross, so nous avons fait travail ça.
Il y a un générateur si Dominique pour l'électricité.
Nous avons un générateur pour là, nous avons des assis bassin port là, nous avons assis Kinfield aussi. So, sinon, Dominique par travail, et parmi courant, nous savons générer courant, et puis, et pour là, ça a commencé le travail. So, nous avons un plan, nous avons un plan de cyclone, et puis nous avons préparé nous pour ça. Avec, sinon, si quelque chose est fait ici, nous travaillons avec DEXER, nous travaillons avec disaster management. Ça nous a fait comme que nous voulons ouvrir porte là, et base et porte là. Si on n'est pas fait place là même.
Il dit base avion et puis pour là important après un cyclone.
Mon médic et tout médecine qui a venu, et ça c'est là où on a un gros désastre. Ou besoin de médecine, ou besoin de docteur, ou besoin de monde pour vendre. Avec nous savons, nous pour venir par bateau, nous pour venir par avion, so nous pouvons préparer pour mettre ces places là en gamme. Pour si nous ça fait, nous ça taper Kinfield, si nous ça travaille avec Kinfield parce qu'il plaît aux eaux. Et aussi, il s'amène avion là, il s'amène les gens pour vendre nous, soit soldats, soit monde médecine. Nous avons préparé pour ça. So, nous avons fait tout le bitin, nous avons fait à présent, parce que nous ne pouvons pas rester tout tard. So, nous avons préparé nous avons préparé monde pour nous faire pour cyclone en saison ça.
Honorable Shekira, l'orcat Hippolyte, ministère pour Utilité, Télécom et puis Broadcast, qui est à sous étudiant Grammar School pour adopter l'esprit positif en la vie. Il a parlé en cérémonie de graduation décembre 2024. 83 étudiants quittent l'école Moissala. Phrase là pour graduation, c'était Take pride in how far you've come, have faith in how far you can go. Ni croyance en distance où venir, ni la foi en distance où ça allait. Le gouvernement a continué à supporter l'éducation jeunes gens en développement Dominique. Manager de destination La Place, autorité pour découvrir Dominique, Andy Aravari dit moun qui a une bonne expérience pour célébration festival musique créole. Le ministre là a travaillé pour mener 500 000 moun Dominique pour 2130. Dominique qui célèbre le festival musique créole mondial 2124 en octobre 25 pour 27. Le ministre touriste lancé le festival là samedi passé. Le ministre là a travaillé et puis agence avion pour vendre des gens voyager. Dans les salles, il y a Kassav, artiste Jamaïque Valiant et puis artiste Soca Trinidad Nadia Batson. Ça c'est tout à ce nouvel en créole. Non, monsieur Geno Jacob. Au revoir.
As we are in the hurricane season, it is crucial to take steps to protect yourself and your family. For today's hurricane tip, ensure that emergency cooking facilities such as coal stoves are in working condition, as these may be necessary. Have a supply of kerosene and coal. Keep coal dry by wrapping in a plastic bag or other waterproof material. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I am Adisa Burton. Thank you for watching.